are you ready now? Okay.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna start over. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for our sustainability panel, building a greener tomorrow. And so, my name is Sonya Phillips. I am the founder of Stretch Couture and Sustainability, which is a fashion lifestyle brand focused on sustainable fashion, but also on self love. And one of the things I like to say is that sustainability is not just environmental; it's emotional. So, again, I just thank everyone for coming out tonight. And along here with me, I have my esteemed panelists. And so I just will just say their names really quick and their titles really quick. Well, I'll take a moment to pause and celebrate Jamie because she got a promotion to a new um, title. So my title I have for her has to be updated. Yeah. So, just going down here, I have Miss Tierra Walker-Holloway, also known as Tierra around Tidewater. She is a fashion stylist, but she's also the principal broker and owner of Walker One Property Group. And then we have Tika G, aka Tika Loves Fashion. And so she is standing in for herself tonight as a world-renowned fashion model, but also Urban Sophie, and that's the brand of clothing she's wearing tonight. So she'll talk a little bit about what she has on and give you guys a full look a little later. And then we have Miss Jamie right here. So Jamie Melvin, what tell us your new title is? I don't have it. Oh, yes. And she's with the Elizabeth River Project. And so you guys have not had an opportunity to visit the Ryan Resilience Lab on Collie. You got to go see it. It's really an amazing space. And then we also have Miss Dakota Vibe, or Deborah Somerville, but AKA Dakota Vibe. And she is the owner of the Pink Vibe Spot. And tonight she's going to talk to us a little bit about burning candles. So that is our panel. And again, Sheeta, I don't think I told you, but that sign next to you has a QR code. If you scan that QR code, it's gonna take you to my Papa link. And at the very, like, you can put your name and phone number in if you want. But if you scroll out of that, I have at the very top is a resource guide that you can click that has everybody's bios in it, and it also has some resources, digital resources there inside the guide. So a lot of people, what does sustainability mean? Let's just talk about it. So I took a moment to really just look it up before digging into this, and they have decided in 1987, the United Nations defined sustainability as meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. Well, for me, I listened to that definition, and my definition was waste not, want not. As a child of a single parent, we ain't waste nothing. Okay. And so at an early age, I learned how to upcycle my clothing because I used to get the hand-me-downs. I used to thrift when it wasn't fun to do that. And, I used to feel like I don't want to go to school and people to think I had on somebody else's clothes that went to my school. So I started, changing things, drawing on my clothes, just folding stuff different, wearing stuff inside out, all kinds of things like that. And as I grew up on shows like MacGyver. I don't know if anybody remember MacGyver. Yes. And my mama was Lady MacGyver. So if something broke, we found another purpose for it. We ain't throw nothing away, you know. And so sustainability just has been ingrained in me as an early age. And so with that, I think about where I am now. I've been in the fashion industry for over 30 years. When I was in seventh grade, home ec is when I first learned how to use a sewing machine. And from that point, it turned into a business when I was about 19. And there was nothing for me in the marketplace. There was nothing for plus size women, short plus size women. And I had to create it. And that's what I did. So, again, like I said before, sustainability is not just environmental, it's emotional. And it's important that we shine a light on the environment and especially environmental injustice. And I like to just speak to that because as a woman, sometimes we don't think about how women are affected by climate change. And so when something like that happens, it widens the gap, for females, or should I say if a storm happens, it's a lot harder for a woman to recover from that. And so, as an advocacy person for Zonta International and the Zonta E Club of the Atlantic Coast, I have some information in my resource guide to speak to that as well. So now let's talk about the fun stuff, shall we? So, you ladies ready? Let's get into it. Got my questions here, and just make sure. Let's see. Cheat, cheat. All right. So, really quick, I'm gonna start with Jamie. So, Jamie, please tell us what an average person can do to be more sustainable and how the Elizabeth River Project can help them with that.
So that is such a hard question to answer because there's so many different ways that folks can take individual actions to be sustainable. You can try to upturn your whole entire life and try to do all of them. But I always think when you mention that mental health aspect of sustainability, I always feel like a slow transition is always a lot more achievable and a lot less daunting. So it can go from purchasing like locally sourced produce or even produce that don't have plastic wrappers in it from more like a personal like habit standpoint, or then purchasing from secondhand or used items if possible. But there are also different organizations and different groups that can assist you in starting that sort of lifestyle. So at the Elizabeth River Project, where I work right now, we have the River Start Homes program, and that is a voluntary program that homeowners and renters can join in the Elizabeth River watershed. So that actually spans Portsmouth, Norfolk, and parts of Virginia Beach and Chesapeake. But if you all are Virginia Beach residents and you're in the Little River watershed, there's also the Pearl Home program, which is a very similar program. And when you join those programs, they assist you with funding for different conservation landscape opportunities. They can assist you with funding for things like rain barrels, which can help you capture your rain and recycle it. This fun fact: most of the water that we have in our hoses that we use to water our gardens and flush our toilets and things are actually fresh drinking water. Um, so one reason why this area is experiencing such flooding, I don't know if anyone here drives in Norfolk daily. I know I do. And oftentimes after heavy rain or during like, the high tide, I have to like, go on detours because my street I have to go on is flooded. And I actually moved here only 3 years ago, but from the folks that I work with and that I live near, they've been saying that it's been getting increasingly challenging when it comes to flooding. And one reason is that depletion of that fresh water source, our aquifer. So by utilizing rainwater in things like gardening or even crafts or even washing your car, the rain barrel is a great source of fresh water. You can help kind of keep our land floating up instead of sinking at the same time. So it's surprising. But there's so many different options. I could go on for hours.
Yeah. Well, I just think that was interesting. I mean, as I mentioned before, here being a principal broker with homes, I think that's a really important to let people know that those resources are available.
Yeah, and I do want to also acknowledge that the options I shared do typically have a price like associated with them. So like that is in itself a barrier. So oftentimes when you think of sustainability, you immediately think of having those reusable, really fancy, like $20 in block bags. And a lot of times, like especially for me, like I could not go out and purchase those. So reusing the items that you have out of necessities, so like pasta jars, like my pasta can jar, like I call it my pasta can jar like cemetery. I have a whole entire shelf that I use my like old jars as instead of Tupperware, old jars. Not only are you like reducing the production of those Tupperware, which are traditionally plastic, you're also cutting back on the cost that you're spending on buying those products.
Yeah. And it's better for you, I think. I've just been reading a lot about the different types of plastics, and certain you don't think about how Sometimes you go get that Chinese food and you reheat in that plastic, and it's not really good. So I know on almost all plastic containers, there's like a little triangle, like a number in it, and you can kind of look and see what level plastic that is and how toxic it is to you, and especially if heated or something like that. They talked about the plastic bottles, leaving them in the car, the drinking bottles. So it's just things that we don't think about all the time that really do affect our health as it relates to sustainability. So our next question is going to be directed to Dakota Vibe. And so Dakota, please share with us about how your burn-free candles is sustainable and the impact of traditional candles. And I've always been kind of taught that soy candles are like the best way to go. So tell us a little bit about candles and the burn-free.
Okay, so hi everyone. This is an example of one of my decorative burn-free eco-friendly candles. This is just something that I started probably around February of this year, but I've been doing my research and I've been studying. So I know that I always use the best wax is a soy wax. It creates almost zero amount of soot. If you've seen some candles, they have a little bit of a soot, and that goes out into the environment, which is not healthy for the air quality. So I use the soy candles, and I do a decorative piece on the top. It could be random, it could be this, or sometimes I just do something similar that may have shells or something like that. Anything that's decorative that catches the eye, because I do want to sell the product. But the main thing is they are scented by essential oils, okay, which is also good for the environment. I'm not that familiar with sustainability other than all the stuff that I've learned from Sonya and seeing her in her fashion shows with her outfits and everything like that. But I did want to come in and I wanted to have the opportunity to tell you that these burn-free, eco-friendly candles are taking off. I had no idea that people would really be interested. So I have put down at the end of the table, I have a new candle shop in the Lazy Daisy in Virginia Beach. Yes, I just opened that in July. It's an indoor vendor market. So please, everyone, grab a flyer, come in. You're going to be amazed. We have close to 80 different vendors. We have some eco-friendly vendors in there as well. We have craftsmen who make furniture, candle makers, and it's just an array of anything that you could think of that you want. It's like shopping in an indoor flea market. It's inside. And please stop by the Pink Vibe Spot. You're going to be really, now I make the regular burn candles as well, okay? Because there are people who definitely want their apple candles, their pine needle candles, the scents. But all of those scents can be put on the top of your ornament or whatever it is that's on the top.
Oh.
That's how it's scented. If you want to smell, I'm going to pass it around and let you smell it. So you put your essential oil, which is healthy, okay? You drop your oil on once, twice, or maybe 3 times a week. That's all. A couple of drops. And your aroma will permeate. Now, these work well. I had a girl come in. She was in the Navy. And she said, I need these. We can't have fire in the barracks. So any place that there's no fire policy, senior facilities, I've had a couple of people buy some for their senior living facilities. Everybody loves the candles and everybody loves the aroma, but a lot of buildings have a no fire policy. Even your workspaces have a no fire policy. So I'm going to pass this one around if you would like to take a smell.
Yes.
And I hope to see you guys come through Lazy Daisy. I'm also here because I'm supporting Sonya.
Thank you.
I love her. She knows that. And I remember the first time I went to a fashion show and I saw that plastic gown that you did.
Oh yeah, the one.
Yeah,
I
that was
saw
a
that
long one.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was absolutely stunning. And from that point on, I always followed her sustainability, and it's just I'm fascinated by how she does that with her fashions. I also really am a big advocate of thrifting. So I want to learn how to piece my stuff together too and make some stuff.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm enjoying being here and thank you for having me, guys.
All right. And I saw you kind of raise your hand. Did she answer your question? Or you
Yes,
still-
she did.
Okay.
No, I got it.
Got it. Yeah. All right. So next, we're gonna go to a fashion piece. So I'm gonna ask Ms. Tika Loves Fashion over here a question. So tell us about Urban Sophie's brand that you're wearing today. And then also just tell us your thoughts as being a fashion model, how you feel sustainability has even affected you and, as being a model and just the trends of sustainability. And then, at whatever point you're ready, I would love for you to just stand up and do a twirl right here and let the people see you.
Okay.
And stuff.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll start with by the brand. This is Urban Sophie, her brand. And how I even met her name is Selena. How I even met her. I was somewhere. I think I was at a some sort of fashion event, and she saw me. I'm not from here. I'm from California. So she was having a fashion show, and that's how I got into or Virginia, the modeling here.
Okay.
She said, "Hey, where are you going? I'm going to be my model." And I like what you have on. I couldn't remember what I had on that day. It was some sort of patchwork dress or something that I had on, and she said she liked it. Then she showed me some of her brand and what she does, and it was just a little snippet. I didn't even know that was just the beginning. And so I started modeling in Virginia, but also for her. So we've been to different fashion weeks in the past couple of years, and we've traveled together. She's taken a lot of us. Her recently, she went to Milan, Italy, to do fashion week there. She's invited me for next year for Paris Fashion Week. She's already been invited for that. So her brand has taken off just by her having different pieces, different fabrics, and like it could be anything. I can say, hey, I'm getting ready to throw away, this old comforter or something like that. She'll say, oh, I'm coming to pick it up. And I'm like, what is it? And the next thing I know is that it's a whole masterpiece of an ensemble of what I have given her, which she has come up with it in her mind, and I'm just like blown away. So I just think that the concept of knowing that you're not really giving away anything, you're not really giving away an old pair of jeans, you're not throwing it in the trash, because that's what I would do. I tend to bag things up. Like, I'm getting this out of here.
Yeah.
But she's like, no, don't you see, what those jeans could be? So, like jeans, they're the sleeves of. She made the jeans sleeves. She's done different fabrics of what people have given her, and she sews all night and all day. Just she'll just make a masterpiece out of it. An old hat. She'll take some of the fabric off of it and she'll say, what did you want? Denim? And she'll turn it into a denim piece and a handbag. It's just an old purse, and man had a hole in it. She had sewed it up and put an old denim jacket that I had. So it's just, and then when you walk around, everybody's like, oh my gosh, where'd you get that from? What store? And I was like, it's not a store. It's person's brand. She will just take anything that you believe that is not worth having anymore. And it blows me away every time.
So, you guys, this is Tika Loves Fashion, and she's wearing Urban Sophie, the brand tonight. And for those that slipped in, if you scan the QR code, it is my digital business card Popple. You can put your information in, but if you just want to bypass that part, the very first link at the top is a resource guide that I've created. And in that resource guide, I have everybody's bio, their contact information. I have the website for Urban Sophie, as well as the people that provided Instagrams. Those Instagrams are there in that resource guide, as well as a lot of great information. And so I would say don't just look at it one time, because what I'm going to do is going to be a living document. As I run across more resources, I'm going to continue to add to it. And like I mentioned, again, celebrating Jamie, she provided some additional resources. So she has actual physical handouts, but I will be adding those handouts to the digital guide and updating her new promotion. Yay. So just Tika, thank you so much. And I just really appreciate that. As a person that does upcycle, this area is so full of designers that upcycle. So many are in my network, and I just love them, and I love going to their shows, and I love seeing what they create. And we all can definitely take a piece of fabric from the fabric store and make something. But I have just fallen in love with what I call trash and fashion, like taking something that is waste and turning it into something else. And even sometimes it's a hybrid piece. Like in the chair over here. This piece is really cool because I created it. It's a pair of jeans and it's a skirt. So it was already a skirt, but I just reworked it and add those jeans. But this piece right here is going to be featured in the Botanical Gardens in February. And so, what I've learned is that what I'm doing is not just fashion, it's actually art. And it's wearable art. So Tika is a masterpiece. Yeah. Yeah, but we all are, made by God masterpieces, each one different in their own way. So thank you so much, Tika. So let's see. Tiara, you're next up. So please tell us about your journey with thrifting and why consumers should thrift. And could you also provide some tips on how to style thrifted items for various occasions, especially business in the after five events? And I just wanted to just add to that, maybe speak to homes are your thing. So even if you wanted to speak to anything in that area as well, how to be more sustainable and fashionable at home.
Okay. Okay, everybody. So I I am a fashion girl, and my mom is a fashion lady. And I grew up in a house where she never wore anything twice. So if she wore it, I mean, like in a year, she had enough items to be able to, she was a school teacher. And when she was in fourth grade, she said she would be a school teacher because she wanted to be able to dress up every day. And that's what she did my whole life. So I grew up watching her. And I didn't realize how much money she had. Because she had a lot of money, obviously, because she was styling. And so when I was about in the Navy, when I was in the Navy, I went to visit a girlfriend, and she was in college in Maryland, and I never was a thrifter. However, the first time I ever thrifted, I found a pair of gray crocodile cowboy boots for $11. And so from that point, that was it. I don't have a long story about it. That's how I started thrifting. I found those boots. I found an amazing like vintage, one of those like vintage 50s bras, cone shaped bras, and I found some gray crocodile cowboy boots, and I was about 19 years old. So from that point, I started thrifting, and I have an eye. So I am a person that I teach people how to thrift for actual everyday wear. So I am not so much sustainable and upcycling. I go to Sonya for that. When I wear clothes and I find things, and one of the biggest tips that I can suggest for anyone, because a lot of times with thrifting, people get overwhelmed. And so the biggest tips that I offer to people that want to get interested in thrifting is first of all, you know what fabric you like, right? And you know what color you like. So when you go into the stores, instead of just jumping into the rack and getting overwhelmed by all that crap that you may not want, step back from the rack, look for first a color or fabric that resonates with the type and quality of fabric you wear. That would be cotton, original, a lot of the stuff that was made in the 70s and 60s. That is basically polyester base. That stuff was made. That's when polyester was invented in those times. So you're not, and that stuff is still better quality than the polyester that is today. So you figure that I can find suits from J.C. Penney's that, somebody had in 1965 and make it just as modern today for 14 to $15. I also really think that when you're doing that, you don't get as overwhelmed because you don't feel like that in TJ Maxx. And they have the same racks. If you think about it, you go inside of TJ Maxx, the same long racks they have, the same long racks at Phillips. So that's the first thing I would say. I would also say look for what you like. I started doing thrift store tours earlier this year where we took a party bus and took people to Williamsburg to shop at curated thrift stores. And with that, I had a couple, one of the ladies that I met on that trip, she only came for jewelry. And because I'm a clothes girl, when we got back on the bus and she was showing us the jewelry she found, I could not believe it because that's not what I was looking for. And so that's what I'm saying is that when you're specifically going in, you can go into thrift stores just like any other store. So it's never really been about the saving of money. However, you can stay super, super stylish and modern with the colors of the season, with the quality of the season, whatever it is, by thrifting. So I mix both things. So for example, I know Magnificent got up, but I do want to stand up and just tell you guys something. Okay, so because Sonya asked me to come to this, I bought everything I have on is thrifty. So this cold, I got in DC. I got in
She's
DC.
giving them rich auntie vibes, ain't she?
Yes,
Yeah.
I got this in DC at a consignment shop. It was $18. Okay. I got this thing, this top here, which I believe is like a designer brand. I paid $4 for this. This skirt I actually got from Parker Keone in Williamsburg. It's a black owned, thrift curated consignment in Williamsburg, Parker and Keone. So shout out to her. And this was the most expensive item I had on there, which is $50. And washable suede. So she had this and she had a green one that I purchased.
Yeah, I was with you that day.
Yeah, she was. And then this bag, my good girlfriend that designs a lot of my custom clothes, she gave me this as a birthday gift last year, and this is also a vintage ramen. So, and I'm not sure how much she paid for it, but I know the price tag was still in it. And this is a vintage. This is like maybe 1999 to 2003 that this came out, and the price tag was still inside for $279. So I know that's not what she paid. She gave it to me as a gift because I collect ramen. So when you're thinking about vintage, not the movie stuff, okay. Okay. But the point is that so a lot of the things that I purchase, I just mix them in with my regular clothes, and it makes life easier for me because I never run out of like normally when people are looking for the color of the season, I already have that. I collect coats, so I have those things in there. I prefer vintage coats. I prefer vintage jackets. I prefer it for the quality. One thing I always like to tell people too, because like I said, I'm a fashion girl, so I don't mind spending money. However, with luxury brands, okay, so this is what people don't understand. So everybody talks about fast fashion, how it's ruining the environment because we're sustainable. But did you guys know that every 18 months that the top luxury brands, in order to maintain scarcity, they burn their overage. So they actually burn it. So they're releasing more fumes into the air within the 20 to 27 days that it takes to burn the stuff that they're trying to keep scarcity, right? Versus what we're putting. So either way, we are a consumerism capitalist society. So we're always going to be consuming. We've been trained to consume. And that's what they say about fast fashion, but luxury is the same thing. That's why they think about it. They used to have only two collections a year. Now there are four collections a year. Why is that? So so you're gonna consume. It's all about how you consume it, how you actually decide on maintaining your things, right? And then as it pertains to homes, first of all, I will talk to you about that because I do have a lot of we do property management as well. So we may be able to incorporate that into our business, and we are real estate for the people. So the primary goal of our company is to inform and empower. So we'll definitely do a monthly newsletter. I can send that out and send that information. So we'll talk about that as well. Your canvas, I can also put that in the newsletter. So I have no problem with collaborating at my space. We actually have space for space for small field months. So we're almost like a cohort space as well. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so we're community cohort space or cohort space that you can come into. Small businesses use our space. We're in Janice office building, and then in your homes, like I have a lot of the furnishings, not so much the couches and bedding, right? But the accent furniture and the chairs, like so much of my home is thrifted stuff, just because you can't duplicate that quality. I am a person that watches Antiques Roadshow. So I'm just always on the hunt for vintage things that catch my eye, and then I have to decide if I'm gonna paint it. So I don't do the upcycle with clothes. I do the upcycle with furniture. So I do furniture upcycling with couches and chases and chairs and tables. I do those things. That is a can of paint. I mean, it's just an amazing way to keep something that is, better quality than most things that are made today, and keep us just recycling as well as new furniture. When you bring it in, it has all of those chemicals. So even when you buy those beds, like those rolled up beds that you open up, and they say you have to leave it for 24 hours to allow it to open, the amount of chemicals that you're consuming within your household when you buy new bedding, even if it's a new bed that you don't have to roll out, when you buy new shower curtains, new towels, all those things have chemicals because everything that is created today as an original product, they add. Think about how many, like think about towels that you buy now. They don't last like the towels you wear my head. They don't. So if you think about the quality of everything has actually lessened because they're trying to stretch the use, when actually they're depleting the quality of the use. So I know that's a lot.
Yeah, but thank you so much, Kiara. I think you covered all the bases.
Okay.
So we have one last question for Jamie to kind of close it out. I just feel like corporate responsibility is just really important, and not I think it's important for the big companies, but us as small business owners, I think it's important for us to just kind of think about what we can do to be more sustainable. And so, Jamie, I just wanted to ask you, please share about how businesses can be more sustainable and what consumers should look for when selecting a business with sustainable practices.
Like that, just like the first question, there's so many different routes that a business can go. Um, when it comes to like a larger corporation, there are a lot of nonprofits and organizations that can help guide both large and small, like mom and pop shops or independent small businesses to kind of the first steps on their eco journey. So on the table, and I also emailed you that resource guide. Um, there is a document called Eco Tips, and that is a lot more focused on interior-based adjustments that business owners can make, and honestly, it's really for homeowners too or renters that can approach that sustainability kind of first step, dipping your toe into the corporate responsibility world from things like the types of paints that you have, so low VOC paints. Those are paints that tend to release less emissions or harmful chemicals, not only for the environment but also for us as we're using, or the types of lights that you utilize, or even using passive heating or cooling. So that means using the sun to warm you up, or it even could look like the type of sourcing that you have. So as a business, the types of materials or the supplies that you need to conduct your work, oftentimes it would be cheaper if you bought massive amount and they would ship it from who knows where they're shipping it from. But those shipping emissions can be really, really harmful. And we also aren't necessarily 100% aware of the working conditions of these places or even the human impact. So prioritizing knowing where your items are coming from as a business owner is a really great solution. Or even partnering with other local like artisans or local businesses. So not only will that help improve the sustainability and like the resilience of your local economy, it can also help reduce those emissions.
Well, that's great.
One more thing, sorry. So for anyone here who owns a business, as long as you have a location that you have like a set up shop, there are two local nonprofits that have very similar programs. For the Lynn Haven River watershed, Lynn Haven River now has the Rural Business Program, tricks or even help apply for grants on your behalf to adopt those environmental practices or even go on site visits. That I was at site visit this morning. And Elizabeth River Project has one as well called the River Star Business Program. And we can help with things like conservation landscape projects to identify stormwater management, which is another nitty gritty one, to helping identify different projects for staff as well, for more of like social responsibility as well.
That's really, really good. I wanted to kind of piggyback off of what she was saying, something that I mentioned with sustainability, not just being about environmental, it's about the emotional. And so I usually talk about just how 4 out of 5 garment workers are usually female and they're not paid a fair wage. And I did a report one time, and so I worked at a factory, and so my average amount was like maybe a little under $2,000 that I earned a month compared to someone in China only earning about $95 for the full month. And the working conditions are not very good. And she also touched on another point that I just want to remind people about that fashion is the second largest polluter next to petroleum. And the biggest reason is because of the cost of transportation. A lot of people love that Shein and Fashion Nova that comes from China, but the cost of those things being shipped really is very big.
There's a really good new documentary on Netflix called Buy Now. Did you watch it?
Was it
First
called?
time I watched it, I just I was like, oh my goodness, it's on everybody. But it does directly talk about that. It touches on fashion and it does a really great job of talking about the waste stream and the impact that both the production and the disposal of things have, as well as different recyclables.
Yeah, and speaking of that, everyone that knows me knows that I went to Ghana earlier this year, and I just would be remiss if I don't speak to how a lot of times as Americans we think that third world countries wants our waste, and it's a problem over there. Like, I was saddened by just the amount of plastic waste that this was there, and so in the towns that I visit, they're working on implementing a trash collection program based on my recommendations to one of the chiefs. But the other thing is that we go put clothes and send them. Kind of same thing with just here with the thrift store. Don't like donate something that's all raggedy and broke down. So my thing is, if it's not something that you would, give somebody that you love and cared about, don't put it in the Goodwill bag or send it to someone in Africa. So that's just like my plug. But also, just in my business sustainability, I just want to mention that one of the ways that I am sustainable in my business, I don't know, I know it's a couple sewing folks in here, so just want to shout out digital patterns. So if you have not tried a digital pattern yet, I suggest you do. And so I do have one on Etsy. It's my wraparound skirt, and in this image, I just kind of have like some of the different ways you can wear it. And a lot of people say, well, how does that work? So what happens is you still use paper, you print it out in your home computer, and then you take the pages together and you just cut it out. But the good thing about that compared to a store-bought pattern is that you can print this pattern as often as you need. So you need to do a size small one day, and maybe you got one daughter that's a size large. You could reuse that digital pattern for eternity, and so it's just there because it's digital. But again, you still would, but you could use recycled paper if you really, trying to do the right thing. And then also, get back to the basics, you guys. And so I do offer a sewing kit, and this one is just super blessed. It has all kinds of good stuff in here. But think about if you are missing a button or something, instead of just throwing that thing out, maybe getting it mended. If you have someone that's a tiny person, maybe show them how to sew up a hole or call me for sewing class. But with that being said, I'm going to open the floor up for questions, and then we'll get into the t-shirt making part after I've answered the questions. So, who has questions? Anyone? Anyone? I don't know. Shout out at once then. Anybody? Nobody? No questions. All right. Well then, guys, I'll take this moment to go down the line and let our wonderful panelists just share any closing thoughts, share any social media, share anything. As I mentioned before, make sure you scan my QR code to get the nifty sustainability panel guide. It has everybody's information and shared information. But this is being recorded, so if you definitely just want to shout your website or your social media or closing thoughts. Tiara, we'll just start with you down the line.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you, Sonya. This has been a great opportunity and to meet each of you ladies on this panel. I feel like we kind of all run into each other before, right? But to hear what it is you're doing in the community is really dope, and so I'm very honored to be here with you. I am Tiara Walker-Holloway. Our website is Walker1, it's O-N-E Homes.com. I also have a YouTube, which is our company tagline is Flawless Living Made Simple. We do home tours there as well as I have a talk show where we interview people that I know near and far about their winning mindsets. So that's Flawless Living Made Simple, winning mindsets. And then across all social media is Flawless Living by Tierra. So as far as the thrifting and thrift store tours, we will revisit that stuff in 2025 because I want many people, as soon as I stopped doing it, everybody said, do it again. So I'm gonna revisit it and we're gonna see about doing the thrift store tours again. Okay, but the thrift store tours are super super fun. And we have charcuterie and mimosas. So if you guys want to, yes, it's not. So if you guys want to get into that, but I'm gonna put some cards on the table. And Sonya has my info in the resource center. I'm just honored to be here because Sonya's like, you ever talk about they love her? Sonya, my cousin. I call her my cousin. So this is my girl. So I appreciate this. Thank you.
All right. Tika loves fashion.
Yes, I also wanted to thank you as well. I love to talk about fashion. I am a therapist, so when I am able to talk about something that I could, because I absorb people all day, so I allow fashion to absorb.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Fashion is our therapy, girl.
So,
Fashion is your skin.
yes, it is. So, and I'm meticulous fashion. And no, I do not talk about it on any social media. I do it all day. But yeah, I do talk about fashion and I do help with styling men and women. It's been something new for me, but it's been fun.
Well, my Instagram, my personal Instagram is JS underscore Melvin, but that's all just memes. But the Elizabeth River Project Instagram is at Elizabeth River Project. And the one thing that I was thinking throughout this whole entire panel was to approach sustainability with optimism. I feel like a lot of times when we think about the state of the climate and the state of the world on top of all of our life, like attempting to just be a human on this planet, um, there is no like perfect sustainable person. So any little thing that you do is a great first step. And if that's the only thing that you do that you're capable of doing at that time, you're doing a great job. I at least know in a lot of the spaces that I inhabit, I oftentimes feel a lot of daunting anxiety about wanting to be as sustainable as possible. But that in itself is not a sustainable mindset to have. So, yeah. So if you want to get a bottle of Diet Coke one day, that's okay. Recycle it.
Right.
Especially in this world that we live in. Give ourselves grace. I think it's not just thank you for welcoming me to this space. I really enjoyed getting to know you and I'm really excited, especially for that fashion show.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
fashion
gonna be-
show
it's
and
gonna be
clothing
good.
swap.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be a clothing swap at the Elizabeth River Project on March 22nd. So if anyone here has some nice,
Be a part of
yeah, they're on the flyer. If you as an individual want to attend, more than welcome. But if you have your business, if you have any sort of like textiles or like wearable items,
Ooh, textile, like this fabric unmade and stuff.
I'm still exploring just the capacity of the space. We are prioritizing folks that are within our watershed first,
Okay.
just to try to amplify those voices. But I also want to kind of do it more locally. But the essential sort of vibe of the event is you can bring in just as many clothing as you want. That's nice quality, whatever size, season, doesn't matter. You'll get a raffle ticket, and then I'll hang up all your clothes on the rack, and then you can go out and pick out what you want, and then you return the tickets. And you'll also learn about some more of the impacts and the uses of water in textiles. Just learn. It's an all ages event, so we're gonna have clothes for you as well.
Go back, and if you want. No. I'm ready to give you.
Okay, so to close out, I would like to say that this coat is thrifted.
Yes.
CHKD. I
Okay.
paid $12 for it last year. I only wore it once. I think it's vintage. I love this. I love that pipe. Yes. $12. I put it in the dry cleaners. I wore it once last year, and I looked at it when I was getting ready to leave, and I thought, well, I forgot I had that. So I definitely want to keep in touch with you related to the trips and things like that. Thank you, Sonya, for having me.
Thank you for being here.
You know you're my girl.
Yes.
And Tika, you know good well, I love and I wear and I purchase Urban Sophie. If I could show you what I have, I tell you. And it was so nice meeting you. I'm looking forward to all this stuff related to the Westminster River project. Guys, please pick a flyer right there. It's got the little lazy daisy on it. I would love for you all to come through and visit our vendor shop. It's on Virginia Beach Boulevard. If you're familiar with the Myra Orbendorf Library, it's right across the street from there. We just opened in October, and we want to tell the world, come and visit. Okay? And thank you for having me.
Yes. So I would be remiss if I don't shout out our media team back there, BDF Global Network, and the information there is going to be in the resource guide too if you want to check that out. And I know just to speak on behalf of Kezia Hendricks, the founder, she's not here this evening, but we do have a vision board party coming up as part of that. And we'll be having a fashion show in February with the youth from the Young Investors group, which I mentioned with most of you guys know I do that too. So I just want to thank our media team. Michael is here today, making sure that we're streaming. And again, my name is Sonya Phillips, and I am the owner, founder, visionary of Stretch Couture and Sustainability. And so around the room, you guys, I have some of the themes in here. Like I already talked about this piece that's going to be in the Botanical Gardens. This piece was already featured in the Botanical Gardens earlier this year, and is made out of plastic, upcycled materials. The t-shirt bag, we're getting ready to do that now. And so there's an example of the t-shirt bags hanging around the room, and then the t-shirt dress there in the back. The theme for the Botanical Gardens was funky fungi earlier this year. So I've been featured in the Botanical Gardens twice. And so I'm really super proud of that because it is an award-winning accredited museum. And so so I'm going to close out the panel portion, just double check it one more time. Was there any more questions before we stop the panel part and get into the t-shirt making? All right, let's go. So thank you. Oh, yeah. Give our panelists a hand. All right, so you guys, it's some t-shirts on the table. So those of you that want to participate in the t-shirt bags, you can grab a t-shirt. If it's not enough, let me know. I have some used ones. Jamie has been kind enough to donate some from the Elizabeth River project. So first come, first serve on those down there. But I have more recycled shirts for those who don't have a shirt. Can I actually take a picture of us with my phone with everybody?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, girl, please, let's all
Hey guys, let me take a quick picture, and then I'm gonna do the t-shirt making. And join in, or
can you take one?
let's stand up so we can see the outfits and stuff.
I need to stand in the back, but someone
No, you look.
It's okay.
Cut it out.
You look like you work for. Wait, I gotta turn this way. It's my flower project.
I just try to go
You
as
look
low
good.
as possible.
Wait, you just in the way. Move that. Okay. You got everybody?
Yeah.
Look cute. Got that? Another? Okay.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Wait, oh, you did it in portrait? Oh, I'm sure it's fine. You know what you're doing. He's professional, y'all.
Got it?
Three, two, one.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So everybody that wants to do a t-shirt, grab a shirt, grab a pair of scissors, and let's get into it. And if anybody needs a shirt, let me know, and I can grab a extra.
Are you kissing your son? Are you kissing your son?
Yeah.
Tell her to come say hello.
All right.
Okay, cool. So everybody can see me. Like, sit down. So I can see me.
Yeah.
May have
All right. Let me know if everybody's ready.
please. And I can do orders. I can show you.
So let's have a 5 minutes so y'all can connect with the panelists or whatever if I want to get the supplies. You okay for something?
Oh, my God. Yes. Oh, definitely.
Thank you for coming. And so, I definitely thought we were going
Oh, good, it recorded the whole time.
It's in my email.
Job phone, feel good. I know, it was pat on the head. It was so good.
February 1st. February 1st is the one with Drew. That one.
Come on, now. Let's hang out. Let's hang out.
You were mentioning, I had just,
Yeah, I was talking about
this was a pair of jeans.
I think 24 was something
Yeah.
Oh, girl, come
This
on.
was, I got this Williams down in Williamsburg, Outer Banks.
Okay, I'm
Outer
gonna
Banks is
okay.
a thrift store
Yeah.
down there. This two,
Oh,
okay,
that line.
I have got two furs from the thrift store, but they're short. I want a long one.
No, you know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for a black.
I got a black
I
one.
have been, I know,
got a
I've
short
been looking, I've been looking bad.
Oh, let me tell you what, shop Goodwill.
Yeah, tell him.
Shop Goodwill.
I know about that. I'm on it, you know, definitely.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
I go to Williamsburg, I go to Goodwill. Where is she?
She is right there in the shopping center.
But she knows
With that food line and the coffee shop. I'm telling you, how big is she? Well known. She's an AKA, so the whole store is and she's there like, good stuff. You know, she is her stuff. She doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, her stuff is on the higher end. I think my mom was in down. She got her bag. I mean, I'm talking about that's what I'm saying.
Okay, she said, I'm going to.
Girl, come on.
Yeah, I probably was.
Yeah, you know who he is.
Yeah, I know, yeah, when I saw him, I was like.
Oh, yeah, I know he was. I know he was. And a couple of weeks
And I didn't think it was.
yes, and I had to so call me, and I was with the guy. But I want
She had like
bad,
designer
because you know what, let me tell you, I had a white shirt on the neck, and it was last brand, right? But I've had it so long, they just it's okay, but I can't get rid of them.
Right.
And I wanna give it to somebody to do something sustainable with them, so they just in the back of the closet. Okay, I had a photo of, I had one me, my ex gave me that, one me, we used to have a clean he did a trash out of it. I got a fullness, brown.
Yeah, when I saw this. What's this? Oh, I just got it, and I haven't done anything.
Not all of them, not the.
If I video or whatever, if it's something that can be washed, I wash.
Yeah, no, I will. No, absolutely not. And then, you know what I do today?